So you'd be dealing with people. Target down.
Damn, I'm still cool as a cucumber. Those game faces on. Don't worry!
Namaste programs, and yes, it's still Pentiment. You'd asked me 1 hour in, I would have said nah, but by the time I put the hat on, well, it's the hat, is really, I need the excuse for the hat. We need the medieval, the hat. So I'm just going to keep going for another stream. I must say I was thinking about it. Overnight, or the last couple of days. It's been a couple of days. More pages. Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. Did she? I should see if Otto and Endris are around. Otto is working below the abbey between the guest house and the abbot's house. Is he really? And that's for the taxes. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm meant to be doing it. All I know is I don't like stars on my thing. Let's get rid of them. Boom. OCD sorted. So let's have a look at this. What did he put in the book? I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with this book. I don't read Latin. Oh. From the Library of the University of Five Churches. The Hungarians call it PEX. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, George of Gran. Georg of Gran. I think they say Georg in that part of the world. I may be completely wrong. friend of his? Okay. Oh. Ah, the Speculum Astronomae, Albertus Magnus's Defense of Astrology. Renowned 13th century Dominican theologian, philosopher, astrologer, and bishop of Regensburg. A prolific writer, he was known primarily for his work on Aristotle and his knowledge of natural science. Naturally, it was natural science. Sloppy Bookhand could have been produced by an abbey of note. Bastard script, Burgundian Flemish. Not from here and not recently. Is that one? Oh, we have notes, eh? That's definitely Ferenc's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. Is he notating the text for the university in PEX? Is he notating the text for his personal use? Is he notating the text for the benefit of future readers? Looks like personal use. Not particularly neat, is it? Let's go personal use. In any case, it's a thorough commentary. Oh, and we've got satanic symbols. Bro, and it got fucked up onto the other side here. You've wrecked this book, sir. I shall have words with whatever her name was. Illuminata? What's this? It looks scribbled, not like Ferenc to be so sloppy. And he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. Oh, no Greek? No Greek? Hang on, meat bag needs water. Meat bag has water. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time, but I'll copy this all down to reference later. The thought click ends. Shift, walk, toggle. Oh, I'm just going to use the mouse. The mouse seems to be better. So how do I run? Do I have to shift run? No. Walk, toggle. Ah, walk and then run. And then walk and then run. Right. Why would we need to do any running? Where did this go? Old Bailey. This goes to Old Bailey. Well, let's just go to the Old Bailey then. Scriptorium. Prior's house. Now it said, looking below the abbey between the guest house and the abbot's house. Ah, guest house. Oh, it tells me. Look at that. Look at that. Look, I'm not gonna... I feel like I should explore, but no. It's not gonna be how I'm playing this one. Ah. Wait, I came from the dormitory, didn't I? No. That does not seem likely. Cloister. Hello? How do I get out of here? Dormitory, cloister. Church. Kitchen and cellar. Get out! Where is the out? There's a... Or is it this? Refectory? What in the fucking where and how have I ended up there? Oh, I see. There was a... We'll come back to this when we need to come back to this. For now, I just want to figure out how to get out of here. Chapter house. Upper Abbey. That's kind of where I wanted to go, is it not? No, how have I ended up there? Do I have to go through the chapter house? How would I then get through the abbot house? No, this was the way to go. There must be some stairs here or something. Yeah, lower abbey. Gotcha. Got me. Got everyone. Martin, guest house. Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? Not really. What are you doing? Mind your own business. You're a scoundrel, always up to no good. I'm keeping my eye on you. This will be remembered. Eat shit! I'm done talking. Oh, what a charming little man that is. Andres, there's Otto. Good day, Master Mailer. Ah, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Andres. Otto, Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Oh, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Let's eat. Bless us. Oh. So it was only up in the other thing that we had the text that you could read it first. Ah! So my previous rant still stands. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, Amen. 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 How did the morning treat you? Oh, not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damn hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Oh, my. It's not that bad of an injury, it just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. Item to eat. I will have... Can I not combine it? Can I eat their food? No. Let's have some sheep cheese. Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrims' badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. Eat the bread. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rotvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? Here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. I think he may be here to pressure Brother Piero to finish the manuscript he's working on. As far as I can tell, he's come to terrorize the people of Tassing and Kirsal. He's here to check on a commission. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Oh, that's a scandal. The scandals. Otto, that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumours like that. Not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Ranning, may he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offence, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? Martin Luther, my time at university, and a variety of other things. He's quite well educated. Sure, I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Andres. No one should get away with what he does, what this abbey does. No offence to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. No, I understand. I see why people resent the abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. This will be remembered. Ooh-ah. Otto, did you see that? Did you see that the Bower's sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job of it. I'll just talk to Martin. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damn thief, and before you say it, Andres, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. He's married with a child and he's just a boy? What? That's outrageous, these medieval peasants. I admit he seemed less than helpful when I saw him this morning. I doubt he'll ever amount to much of anything. Speaking of the Bower's sheep, their ewes are shorn and the women will be spinning it soon, Otto. I got it, Andres. No need to tease. What wants to happen will happen. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right, I'll catch up in a moment, Andres. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Eva for me if you get a chance. I'll try to remember. I should return to work in the scriptorium. Until later. Oh, it's noon's time. Time to get back to work. Alright, well look, I'm just gonna go straight back to work. Fuck you, Martin. Are you still there, really? Upper Abbey? Dude, there's people everywhere now. Carl. Uncle Carl. See what's going on here. God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Mathieu. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kirsten's sacrist, I tend to the shrine of Saint Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kiersau both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. Let's see, the shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave. I don't understand the fuss. It's only a hand. Well, look, I don't want to say either of these things. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. The martyrdom of Saint Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of Saint Moritz, are you not? I've been so focused on my masterpiece. Masterpisu! What are we speaking Japanese all of a sudden? Ah, masterpisu! I never had a moment to learn about Saint Moritz. I'm afraid I don't make a habit of learning about every saint I come across. I've been reading more about saints from far off when Sister Illuminata allows me a book, of course. Yeah, definitely that one. Get a little dig in there, throw a bit of shade. I'm surprised you have neglected Tassing's patron then. He was born in Egypt. You ought to learn something about him while you're here. By all means. Saint Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn, he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean, his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. Bavaria, powerful duchy in the southeastern Holy Roman Empire. It is east of Swabia and north of Tyrol. Tassing and Kiersau sit in the extreme south of the duchy, near the border with Tyrol. Of course they do. Of course they do. When he retired to kill the Christians, no, when he refused to kill the Christians, he retired. What are you doing when you retire? I'm going to kill Christians. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Rome, although outshone by its northern neighbour Florence, Rome is still the seat of power for the Catholic Church and an impressive centre for the arts. Arts. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates Saint Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Saint Moritz came here. Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. He led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Is this a euphemism? Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts, the town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. So how did Moritz's hand end up in Tassing? The Roman soldiers dismembered St. Moritz for fear he would resurrect like Christ. The Christians of the town fled with his body so that it would not be further desecrated, and his hand was preserved here. I see the mysteries of our saints have overwhelmed your intellect. Many are affected so. Oh, God bless you. Yeah, fuck you too, brother. God dang, religious nutbags. Carl, Uncle Carl. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I am behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up. So because he was behind on his work, he went to pray to St. Marotza to help him with that, and spent just... That's called procrastination, Carl, not prayer. If I'm ever in a church that long, I must have fallen asleep. Oh, I have to. Ah, ha, ha, most days I'd agree with you, but Helena's pregnant now. We can't be too careful. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Maritz's Hand and Satcha's Shrine to pray for their aid. Do you really think the saints will hear you? Maritz's Hand has done many miracles in Tassing. If he can restore the hand of a monk, then surely he can help Helena. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Fair enough. Church, cloister, cloister. Did I go through the cloister? I did. I went through the cloister. Let's try and oh, hello. Hello, Volkbert. Good day, Andreas. Oh, you've got nothing to say to me, huh? Nothing to say? Well, Sebhat will talk to me. Thank you, Sebhat. God give you health, Master Marla. Brother Sebhat, I am surprised to see you here. Speaking of hats, look at that. Yeah, the hat. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. And my bishop... I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rudolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. Meeting of bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to end the papal schism. It was also notable for the condemnation and capture of the Bohemian theologian, what am I trying to say here? Theologian Jan Hus. What's this down here? Oh, I did not realize we could do that. How fascinating, John. Will you remain in Rome? That's up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Marla, and see the highlands. Sure. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. Yes, I saw a thing about Ethiopia today. I was taught when I was a kid that it was all deserts and people starving, but no, it's all mountains, heavily defended, never got taken over by the colonials, has a problem with not enough water. There's 100 million Ethiopians in a tiny little country. And it does look very beautiful. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you're ever in Rome, I may still be around. I would like that. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Ah yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. Oh, wow. Gret looks like a nice person. Ulrich looks like he might be the villain. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. I can certainly make time. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. Yes, God give me health. Where did I come from? Cemetery, dormitory, was it? Could have been. Church, Old Bailey, wet. Don't remember where I came from. Yeah, there we go. Scriptorium, Old Bailey. Boom. Get back to work, you nerd. You looked at my book. Ferenc. Brother Adoc, this work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I'm working to the best of my abilities and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Any apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. What a dickhead he is. Piero, why are you covered in bird shit? I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who have to answer for it, so why would you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Fernac, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferenc is right. Ah, it's Baron Dickface Rothvogel, whatever his name is. There's Badea manuscript. Prior Ferenc, is this mine? It must be, yes? It is, my lord. I can explain... No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Kiesau is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. Of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, the mysterious girl. No. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. How should I respond to this? The abbot already seems annoyed. Just nod, don't irritate the abbot. Simply address him as my lord would be appropriate. Greet him with his Christian name, you are brothers and comrades in art. Lel. Lel Kek Roffle Mayo. Just nod. Still, that might offend the Baron. Alright. Good to see you, Lorenz. Ellipsis. My lord, if you please. Father Gernot, I will remember this. You are a dickhead. Father Gernot, why have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your concern? No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. If it takes pressure off Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to complete the work. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. My lord, you're a dickhead. I'm not eating with you, dickhead. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. Nonsense, you can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Yes, but you're also a dickhead. Well, father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. It's a trap. It's a trap! I know a trap when I see one. I'll be back in a sec. You had this planned. Of course I didn't. Guy's a dickhead. He's a dickhead. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. It's beyond ridiculous. Listen to yourself. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you've embarrassed me, the Abbot, and the Abbey. Prior Ferrek is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute? If anyone is the embarrassment here, it's you, Ferrek. Brothers. If you please, Sisters Adena and I would prefer if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the abbot's table. But what of the other person I promised? Outrageous. Supper at the abbot's table. Ours is going to be on our missing dinner with the Druckers again. Well, how about I don't miss? How about I don't miss? Unbelievable. What else have we got? Where are the dots? Where is the... Get rid of it. My OCD. Brother Volkbert. That was someone like... Oh, that's my bad for talking to people, I guess. Where's the lavatorium? Scriptorium, sacristy, library, crypt, courtyard, and lavatorium. Okay. Out, down, across, up, and around. Alright, gotcha. Yeah, out into the Bailey will do it. Dormitory. Then what? Out of the dormitory, along the corridor, into the courtyard. And lavatorium. Oyster. Refectory. Courtyard and lavatorium. Hurrah. Living the life of a medieval artist. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual, to be sure. To be sure! I won't be able to speak with you. None of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us. Oh, how rude. That's a shame. I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the Abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it, Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter. What's the point of... Oh my god, these people are insane. I wish you could take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honor. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair, it's humiliating. Oh no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. Oh, thank you. When you leave all of us at Kiersau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel, to help you in your career. He's wrong, you know. Ferenc is wrong about you being slow. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. For us all, things change. The future will right over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. Right. Let's lave our toriums then. Now what? Now what? Ah, refectory is where we're supposed to be going, huh? Huh? Large garden, refectory. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my golly gosh. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gernot, Father Thomas, Prior Ferenc. Matthew. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew, wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven." And I'll tell you that you are Peter, Nad on this rock, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Not really, to be honest. I will give you the keys of the kingdom to heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gernot, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that I... He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail, my god, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offence, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes, how appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sales of indulgences? Ellipsis. Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? What about me, dickhead face? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. Okay. He's really put me in a difficult position. Why not join in a debate? It may bring everyone closer to understanding truth. I need to be quiet. I don't know what else to do. To hell with the abbot. If he can't handle a little criticism, he isn't fit to sit at the fancy table. Why not join in a debate? Because the abbot will be furious with me, that's why. Why not? Certainly, Amanda. Why not? Where should we start? This will be remembered. A debate. Excellent. Why not start with the 95 Theses? Enough. Andreas, you should know better. Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Mathieu, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offence at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. I will not. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. His talk is beyond insulting, it's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. Mission accomplished. 3 ellipses. In despite of the unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tassiae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome. Fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. Bye, Dickface. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better of you. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Ooh, suspicious. Ooh, suspicious. The thought plicken. Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure it will be all fine in the morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. That seems unlikely. It may be so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. You're my father? Oh, sleep. Sleep, eh? An awkward summer. I should get some sleep. How would I do that? I have to go all the way through bloody everything? God dang. God dang. Supper ended badly. An argument erupted. And for some reason I drew a sheep. Why did I draw a sheep? Interesting. Where would I draw a sheep? Okay, Gertner Farm, but where's my objective? I guess just sleep is the objective. So let's try to figure out how to get out of here, because I don't fucking remember. Lower Abbey, I guess. Yeah, this way. Ah, someone's chasing me. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. A poor night for stargazing. What? I should get back to the Gertners. Right, yeah, that's what I was doing. What's all that about? Meadow? Is that where I'm going? The meadow. Oh, Oh, a ghost. Gah. Are you alright, Master Marla? Did you see that in the aqueduct? I think so. I'm alright. I'm okay. You look like you've seen a ghost. Now it's just someone with a hoodie on, you know? I've seen enough Scooby-Doo to know that that was not a ghost. There must be a better explanation than that. Well, I'm not here to tell you what you saw. It wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Well, I think I found Johann's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Marla. Good night, Till. Thank you, Till. God bless you, Till. What's this? Irises. Beautiful. Forest. Probably don't want to go into the forest, do I? And yet, I do seem to be heading south. It's the forest, though. Fucking lost. I'm fucking lost is what the problem is. Mill. He'll be there. I can understand. What's this rubbish? Snowdrops, one of the only flowers that can bloom this early in spring at this altitude. Mill. Some feet. A shrine to St. Moritz. The statue looks ancient. Well, it's also missing most of it. Oh, this is not the way out. Ah, Columbine. Looks like it's coming in early. Of course it is. We all know it's coming in early. Church and Druckers. Emily. Ah, no! Pale horse, still on the floor. Hello, are you alright in there? Matthias. No, Matin, the pale horse, death. Mystic hour corresponds to 2 a.m. It is used for the night prayer. Ah, this dude. The suspicious dude. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she all right? She is, yes. Sister Emily is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. What's she doing in there? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Her cell? She is an anchoress, a religious hermit so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun at Kiersau? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine... Is that meant to be a... Yeah, it's just typo. I thought maybe it was like Benedictine monks, Benedictine nuns or something, but no, it's just a typo. Abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all the monks and nuns at Kiersel could read, even poor brother Volkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She's not unhappy. She is in pain, both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Emily was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. Father. Sure. So we want to farm south, don't we? Keep going this way. Mill. Rucker House, Central Town, Town Commons. Let's go Town Commons. Lost as a motherfucker. But it's down here somewhere. Yeah, that's right. This is where the sheep were. We go via John Bower. Where am I going? Gertner's. Yeah, John Bower Farm. Gertner Farm. Beautiful. Ah, yes, that's where that dude was. And this is where, yeah, what's up to this guy? Is he still here? No. We couldn't get through there before. Back into the Gertner house. Everyone's asleep. That's the old drunk from outside. Fair enough. Oi! Wake up, you gits. No, alright, fine. Fine, don't wake up, you gits. My bad. Go to bed. Read a book. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron. Prior Ferrant keeps giving me all these books to read. What an asshole. I really should clean this up. That's exactly what it said before. Go to bed, I guess. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Go to sleep. Okay, in your own time, bro. In your own time. Matin. Bang. Bong. Time to get back to work. Yeah, well, there you go. Jesus Christ. Work simulator game. Bound to be some shenanigans going on, though. Wah. 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 It's alright, Ursula. Good morning. Do you need any help with Ursula? No, a little crying won't hurt her. Besides, I think we've gotten almost all the leaks now. The leaks? Ursula's my first child, and she's been a handful, but I think I have the hang of it now. The York has been a godsend. He helped Christine with Eva when she was a baby. Oh my god, the lightning. I never took you for a family man, Andreas. I have two older brothers, both married, so there are plenty of nieces and nephews to play uncle to. Yes, I am also an uncle. I appreciate the offer. You'll make a fine husband someday, Andreas. Ah, when will this storm let up? It's been going all morning. Peter and Jorg are outside trying to deal with the flooding as best they can. Oh my, is the farm in danger? There's always a danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. We must have faith in providence and ensure what is to come. Oh, I have some food for you. Good stuff, thank you. Appreciate you. I was supposed to tell you someone says hi, but I've forgotten who it is already. Yeah, sorry I couldn't prepare anything more. That was Otto, there we go. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way. Didn't Otto ask me to say hello? He's probably courting her. Then be a good friend to him and just tell her. So what? They're not married, are they? Neither are you yet. Why not test the waters? No, fuck you. They'd probably be happy together. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way. Oh, he did? Tee-hee-hee, tee-hee-hee. Good. Thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry. Thanks. You too. Good luck. Be good, Ursula, or I will come for you in the night. Oh, I vanished. I vanished. Andreas. You doing alright, Peter? Oh, I didn't see that the wall was broken. Is that from the flood? It is. It must have broken in the night. Some of our sheep escaped. We'll have to track them down later. This is the way it always is. Rain falls on the Abbey and rolls downhill to us, little people. Yes, we have a saying like that in my time. I'm from the future, after all. Shit rolls downhill. Well, it's hard to blame the Abbey for that. That's just how rain works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later. See you later. Stormy morning. Da da dee da 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 da. Well, I've done a few more pages, apparently. The weather's awful, but I still have to get to the scriptorium. Hopefully tempers have calmed down since last night. Hang on. I should get the money to Clara. I've already got the money. Clara, let me talk to you. Here's your damn money. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Clara. I have something for you. Oh? This should be enough to pay my rent and the tax you owe the Abbey. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. I insist. It's enough to pay back the abbot, yes? It is, but Andreas, how did you even get so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare? Don't worry about it. I would convince Brother Mathieu to pay me a bit early. I wanted to be sure you could pay your taxes in time. Bless you 1,000 times, Andreas, God. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help Clara. Well, it's probably best not to mention it. Of course, I won't mention it to anyone. Still, thank you. I'll let you move on with your day, with your life. God bless you. Until later. Paid in full. Look at this, ticking off the fucking things. Fucking ticking everything off. Ticking every one off. The weather's awful, but I still have to get to the scriptorium. Hopefully tempers have blurred since blah. Alright, that's time to take a break. Bit early, but we've just finished 2 quests. Come on. Come on. And it might be a little bit of a long break. I need to grab a yogurt, some kimchi for my meat bag, and whatnot. So I'll be back. Alright. Alright. Meat bag has some yogurt, some kimchi. We'll eat a little bit here and there. Let's have a quick bit of yogurt. Full work meat bag. To the scriptorium. Why can't I get out of this screen? There we go. To the down-gummons. Andres again. Hello, Andreas. Good morning, Andres. Oh, Otto and Eva, huh? Yes, what about them? Up now, tell me juicy details about what's going on between them. I'm not a gossip, Andreas. Just curious. I can't tell. I don't really concern myself with the personal lives of others, Andreas. I'm with you and whatever your name is, Andreas. But truth be told, I think he's being a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other. Seems to me if you've found the right person, you should go for it. That's what I would do. Where is Mistress Schmidtin, if I may ask? Oh, that's for private matter. You just haven't found the right person? No. I do hope to find someone to have a... I do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me this blessing. Worry not, it could happen at any moment, Idris. One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andreas. Enough talk. Until later. Goodbye, man. Goodbye. I can't go this way. Because of the flood. Oh, puzzles. Puzzles. Hang on. What's this? Anything to do here? Well, I'm going to use the Abbey now. Alright. Puzzles. Central Town. Oh, Alban Bakery. Lovely. Ulrich. Ulrich, you scum. God be with you, Andreas. Seems like we have a good spring storm. I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. I'm sure it'll let up soon. As God wills it. By his command. Agnes. Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Lucky, you're with Amy. Of course, now I'm off home and then to the Pfeiffers. Morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffers? Lena has about a month to go before her child is due. Her last one was hard. He didn't make it. God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chances she can have. It is in God's hands. Trust in Providence. Always, Ulrich, but I'll do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? Typo Simulator. I must be off now. Goodbye to you. Good day to you both. I said good day. And Andreas, stay out of the rain. Really? Really? You're going to say that to me while we're out here standing in the rain, Agnes? Stay out of the rain. Tell Helena I will pray for her health. Till later, Agnes. In case it isn't clear, I'm an atheist. Atheist artist of medieval. Andreas the atheist artist. Oh, can we pet the cat? We can pet the cat. Game of the year. Oh, the kitty. Oh, the kitty. Oh, the kitty. Oh, kitty. Kitty. Church and the Drakkers, eh? That is their real name. I don't want to go to the mill. Hey, Thomas, what's going on, brother? Lucky, Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father. Oops. But you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. Understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Ah, good day, Master Marla. Good day, Faster Thomas. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Oh, worry not. Lucky was just reminding me of the danger severe rainfall can pose to the Foundation. God looks after God's flock. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas. Until later. Until later. Meadow. Meadow. Oh, little bunny. The ones we looked at last night? Ah, Columbine. Yes, we did. We looked at all of that. We looked at all of this. Oi, Till. Hello there, Master Mailer. Hello, Till. Have bumped into any ghosts lately? Giggle, giggle, chortle, lil, kick, ruffle mayo, ruffle copter, lull. Ah! Chortle, chortle. Ellipsis. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. No shit. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. I didn't know you could read. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Grenell became abbot. What's that about? Oh, so that's when we changed fonts for some reason. Why? What's the idea there? I'm gonna meat bag and have some yogurt while we ponder why we've changed fonts. It must signify something, surely. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favourite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the Rhaeti, I think it was. The Rhaeti? The Rhaeti? Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley. Barbarians on all sides when... Is that Maze? Sent a wolf to the night. Mars. God, the fucking... We've changed fonts to something almost illegible. Roman god of war and agriculture. Mars represented civilization and peace through military might. Military might not. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf and the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from. Sounds a lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about St. Moritz, without the Roman gods, of course. Surprised that Kiesel has any record of Tassing before St. Moritz arrived. A good story if nothing else. No, this one. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And saved near a spring. I wonder if it's the same story. What do you think? Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Marla. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if only by land you live on. Wise words, I feel the same. Books connect us to the past we couldn't hardly imagine existed. I'd rather look forward to new opportunities, but I do see the value in looking back. No, the books, man. Well said. It's been good chatting with you, Master Marla, but I'd better get back to work. Yes, me too. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, alright? Flat library. Okay, I will until later till. Breh. Breh. I'll say, well, I didn't say it yesterday, but I meant it yesterday. The Martin, there had better be a hook a little bit stronger than just historical literature, art, exploration, history. Like, I do kind of feel like Baron Dickhead, whatever his name is probably going to be killed, and this is going to turn into a murder mystery. That better happen fucking basically now. I'm giving you 40 minutes, game. Turn this into an actual story. Because right now... Hey, Martin. Get friendly greeting from Martin. No. Told Martin to help his family. Martin ended the conversation mad at you. Well, fuck you, Martin. Eat shit, Andreas. Achoo. Ah. You've got the Black Plague. Should get to the scriptorium. Gernot will give me an earful if I'm late again. Maybe keep his mouth away from your ear. Figures in the shrine to St. Christopher are quite nice. Very nice. Oh, terribly, very nice. Alright, hang on. Bit of meat bag yogurt. Got blood all over. Why is there blood all over the horse? Miklaus, what's happened? God be with you, Andreas. Is God with us? Look at this rain. Are you still preparing to leave, even with this weather? The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salomia, will be arriving today. Okay. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. She did it. Here we go. Here we go. I'm predicting it right now. We're like 3 hours in. Well, not really. Let's call it 2 hours in. There was a few interruptions yesterday, even though. Baron Dick Features von Dickface is going to be killed. Gonna think it's all, was it the abbot? Was it this dude? He's got blood. Was it the kid that just ran away? Did I do it? You know, my narcolepsy. Nah, the wife did it. It's always the spouse. Not sure we'll ever get to the end of the game to actually prove that. But let me tell you, someone better die soon. Right, that's it for the yogurt. Good work, meatbag. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. See, they're obviously they're not happy with each other. How long have they been married? Too long. 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. Ah, maybe he's killed her. She has gotten Miklaus to kill him, so yeah, I gotcha. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. Oh, I bet he did. He was glad you were willing to debate him at supper, even though he's sure the abbot will hold it against you. Well, Luther's work is worth debating, regardless of what the abbot thinks. The abbot is too conservative, find it's best to ignore him. The Baron is patron of the abbey, I didn't want to refuse him. Well, Luther's work is worth debating. My lord certainly agrees, but he hasn't found many people who share that opinion in Tyrol or Bavaria. County of the Archduchy of Austria in the Holy Roman Empire. It sits south of Bavaria, east of the Swiss Confederacy, and north of the Republic of Venice. The old Republic of Venice. Would it be fair to say I found the Baron's favour? Earned Lorenz Rothvogel's favour. Acted honoured at Lorenz's invitation to walk with him. Oh, I'm a good actor. Expressed fascination at Luther's idea. Addressed the Baron by his Christian name. Well, fuck you. We're buddies. Tried to turn down the Baron's supper invitation. Well, fuck you. Engaged Lorenz in a debate at dinner. Nice. Saved that. So there you go. So I wonder how many hats to win. Is it 2? Because obviously 2, 3, minus 3, they cancel each other out. So those 2, or does it just depend on the each thing of this? Don't know. Success! It would. My lord bade me give you a token of his friendship in his absence. He says it's a small thing compared to future commissions, but he hopes that you will wear it with pride. Oh, it's a cock ring. What an extraordinary pin. Please place... oh, okay, a pin. My bad. My bad. In fact, I'll wear it right now. Many thanks. What's wrong with my clothes? What's wrong with my clothes, my father? As you wish, of course. Where is your master gone, then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. Ooh, sus. Seems odd, given the weather. Not odd for him. My lord enjoys hiking in all sorts of weather. A little rain never bothered him. Oh, I'm with him there. I agree completely. I can sympathise. We Swabians enjoy a good walk through nature, even in such conditions. Well, can I count myself a Swabian? Whatever that is. A Swabian. Well, I apologise for taking up so much of your time. Good luck, good speed, and I hope you can keep dry. It's no trouble, and many thanks. Until next time, Andreas. Oh, one thing before you go. Did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Ah, that can only be Martin Bauer. I would have gone with sullen or whiny, but yes, that's him. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. He was in quite a hurry. Ah, that would explain my lord's missing rings. You believe he stole from you? Not from me, no. From my lord. 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of golden, and a book the Baron was planning to give to the Abbey. A lot of stuff. Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Though different standards exist for the golden in different regions, it is generally equivalent to the Florentine florin. Yeah, the old Florentine florin. A book? Historia Tassier? I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Heron's things, the Baron's things, and they were missing. The boy is a known thief. It wouldn't surprise me if he's responsible for the missing rings. That would explain it then. Regrettably, he had ample opportunity for his theft. Yesterday, I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. That's a shame. I hope the Abron won't be put to out. The Baron. My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold or the rings. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course, I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing, until next time. Until then. Oh, the thought, oh how it plickens. We've got to get to the scriptorium. We've got to get to the scriptorium. No more mucking about. Into the cloister. Through the cloister. Through the dormitory, was it? Run, 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 run. Scriptorium. Yeah, boy. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing Abbot had Otto replace the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. With the calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Aw, aren't you a dickhead? Communal warming room in monasteries. Calefactories are usually attached to the cloister, but in Kirsau is part of the old abbey and therefore connected to the old scriptorium. It keeps the monks warm and the library dry. Well, that's fascinating, John. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you'd think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. Brother Adok, aren't you happy that the books are safe? Brother Guy's mirth at the misfortunes of our brethren has quenched the flame of joy in my heart. Fair enough. Huh. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero, haven't you seen him yet today? I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago. Oh, did he commit the murder that hasn't happened yet? It better happen, because I don't know what's this all about otherwise. We need a plot. We need a plot, and soon. Where's the inciting incident? What? Why is Mathieu ringing the bell? It can't be per se already. I prayed stop soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. Your face is a frail ear. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. There's been a murder. Let's hope so. God, give me the strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll be fine. God, give me the strength to endure this man. God dang. You're not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. Where am I going? Who knows? Don't know. Don't know where I'm going. The Old Bailey. No more bells. The bells have stopped. Church? The flood. A startling scream. Brother Matthew rang the church bell earlier. No one insisted screaming in the chapter house. I should see what's going on. Chapter house is where I'm going. Right. Well, the church will get me there. The church will get me there, perhaps. It's always the wrong way. Always the wrong way. Agnes Steinwehren. Never heard of her. Oh, that was the fucking blacksmith was... Yeah, alright, gotcha. Gotcha, blacksmith. Person, maybe. Don't remember. I don't remember. Cloister, yeah, that's where we want to go. Refectory. That's coming from just down the hall. Maybe the chapter house. The chapter house is, even though there's a Dune book called Chapter House. Chapter House. Dun dun dun. Nailed it. Fucking nailed it. It's a murder mystery. And it had to happen right there. Damn it. Damn it. We'll be back in a little second. Anyway, the wife did it. I already predicted that. Now I'm going to have to finish the fucking game. What is this mural on the wall with fucking dancing skeletons? Nude skeletons. I mean, come on, really? What's happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Yeah, no, he dead, man. He dead. Please, father, where is brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Eye patch dude. I'm sorry, father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. He's dead. There's been a cold-blooded murder. Ugh. Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of Prince Bishop of... Phrasing. Okay, yep. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? His abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets us. Is that going to be a typo? Mainz? But this could bring unwanted attention. Mainz. Located on the Rhine River, Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, an elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and Primus Germanae, the Pope's substitute north of the Alps. Lion, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Ellipsis? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? You want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march on our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? What? Do Prodil? What was all that? Silence! Quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop of Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the imperial diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Wojslav, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Brother Piero? Why? That's absurd. He was caught in flagrante delictico. Covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Well, he's not covered in blood. He's covered in pigeon shit. And yes, he did have the knife, because he's an idiot. In blazing offense, indicating an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime. Some might say, red-handed. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger? Not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas? What? That is not a motive. This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. Even if Piero wanted to kill the Baron, he's not physically capable of the back. He wasn't angry. Anyone who's in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Yeah, that one. Be quiet. This is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. I am through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Wojslav will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? I understand you. Am I going to do as you say? It is ridiculous, but yes. What a bunch of dickheads. What a bunch of dickheads. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. If you have any recommendations, I would love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at nons. Monastic hour corresponding to 3 p.m., one of the little hours of prayer. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I will let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. Why would I be examining the body? I guess, you know, main character, so of course I'm the detective. Thank you. Two days, 2 hours remain. What? I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Eye patch man. Florian mandated dinner. The flood. The brothers and sisters discovered Lawrence murdered in the chapter house. Brother Pierre... Look, I'm very glad that it played out exactly how I thought it was about to play out, but also that's kind of rubbish. That's kind of rubbish. Kind of rubbish that I'm sitting here going, look, this is probably gonna be a murder mystery. It's probably gonna be the Baron. Damn. I hate being right all the time. Sometimes you just want there to be a little bit of surprise. I don't think it's the wife, but I bet it's the wife. I bet she actually came early. And if I'd been exploring everything like the ghost, we saw the ghost, I bet that was his wife. I bet that was his wife giving money to someone to kill him. And that's what I'm sticking with. And I'm not sure I'm that interested in this story that I would take it through to its end. That's just the way things are. Let's just fix our OCD. There we go. And go to the Druckers. Hopefully it will clear my head. Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope we can clear... What's this way? Covent Garden. Nothing this way. But yeah, this is the only way out. Where you going? Where you going? Let's go down here. Can we do some... No, I don't want to do any investigation, to be perfectly honest with you. Fuck the investigations. I'm just going to follow the fucking story and hope that we can get through this ASAP. Because the longer this goes on, the less interested I am. Hell! Someone's been murdered! Hello, Master Marlowe. I guess no one cares. Alright, fine. No one cares. No one cares. I don't remember where the Druckers are. Church and Druckers. Well, that helps. Church and Druckers. Hello. Klaus. We're changing fonts again. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already? It's only noon. Andreas, are you alright? I'm not sure. Well, why don't you come inside and sit down for a minute? It's not an imposition. I'd appreciate a moment to rest. Not an imposition at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I could use your opinion on something. Black. Black. The answer is black. Oh, we're changing fonts again. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? Always glad to eat your cooking, Marie. Oh my, Klaus, you must invite Andreas over more often so I can hear someone compliment my food. Your cooking is lovely, darling. Hello. Hello, Berthold, how are you? Sleepy. Come back to my workshop. Okay. Will do. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful, almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? Oh, lovely. They look wonderful. Excellent work. Thank you. I'll be sure to let Marie know. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts and the type. Bravo. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, Amen. Amen, amen. I am hungry. Heh. Amen. Heh. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting noble Lorenz of Rothvogel was found murdered in the chapter house. We'll just drop that. A bit of conversation here over some bratwurst and sauerkraut. God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful. A murder in Kirsau? How could a monk do such a thing? Sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? Does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. Seemed like Lorenz had been stabbed, but I don't know. There was a lot of blood around. There was a lot of blood, but I'd rather not speculate about what happened. I'd rather spare you the details, but it's hard to believe what happened to him was natural. Ah, that one. Oh, don't spare no details. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Stabbed? It's hard for me to imagine a monk doing that as well, but who knows? Oh, but could it have been one of the sisters? Oh, let's just jump to one of the sisters. But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinhauer get into a shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday just before I walked by your place. Lucky? Why would he have caused a shout at a nobleman? Sausage, farmer's bread, egg pasta. There you go. I thought this was sauerkraut, but it's egg pasta. I'm gonna have a sausage, motherfucker. Give me the damn sausage. There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I don't want to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. Oh, the thought blickens. Someone else has been eating some sausage. Would it have something to do with the nuns? But would Lucky argue with Lorenz about nuns? Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and... Why, widow? Ah, fine. Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Ottilia's late husband, Ranning, ran afoul of Lorenz in his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Ranning died just last year, and Ottilia hasn't been the same since. A bit of farmer's bread. Probably. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Well, that's enough. She's had to deal with a Job's lot in life. Job's lot in life? And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she's a ellipsis. Bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. Women are not legally barred from inheriting. It all depends on the details of the lease. She come from a wealthy family? She did, in fact, wealthier than Ranning's anyway. If the land they lived on was part of her dowry, she may make a case to lay claim to it or property of equal value. Well, are you a lawyer, Andreas? Enough about Ottilia. Is there anyone else you think may have done it? Yeah, we're literally talking about who murdered someone, and I'm fucking doing property law. I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the day Lorenz arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement? I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. Would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? Not as strange as you might think, within the world of astronomy, some have opinions they would kill for. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ferenc. Not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Ooh, the plot thickens. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. Sounds like they have a history, at least. I want some more bread. I guess it's egg pasta time. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I have never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for your care. It's helped me understand how I can help Piero. You're always welcome here, Andreas, any time. Any place, anywhere over here. Any place and also any time. Yay! You are especially welcome with this one. Good on you, kid, whose name I've already forgotten. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Berthold. I'll try. Kicked out. 2 days remain. 2 days remain for what? I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? The flood. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Oh my goodness. I'm going ham. Alright, so Brother Florian asked me to be present during the inspection of the Baron's body. Alternatively, I can begin my investigation by following my other leads. The abbot doesn't want me around, so if I decide to go see Brother Florian, I'll have to get his attention by throwing a small rock at the window of the infirmary. Alright. I will be gathering evidence about the murder. To talk with Lucky to find out what he was arguing about. Tilia Kemperin cursed the Baron. Occult hands. I need to figure out the meaning of the cipher Ferenc wrote in the scriptorium. He used a volvel while writing it and took it with him. He can't keep it in his robes all the time, can he? Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the Baron arrived. I should talk to him to find out if there's something going on between them. He's usually in the scriptorium, the abbot's house, or the prior's house. The Baron and the nun. Mother Cecilia reacted poorly to the Baron's appearance at the Abbey. Could she have something to do with his murder? I should find out what their history is. She's usually in that prioress's house in the convent. The old convent. I'm gonna go throw a rock at the fucking infirmary. Where's that? There it is. Investigate. Alright, let's go do that. Let's go. I could talk to Lucky Steinhauer. He's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemperin lives south of here, near Franz Bauer. Prior Ferenc is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. If I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. I'm doing the fucking autopsy, motherfucker. Am I going the right way? I think so. Meadow. In the meadow. Meh. 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 Upper Abbey. Window of the infirmary must be here. There we go. Throw stone. I am without sin. I have cast the first stone. Andreas, this way. This way. This is the way. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. While I'm not sure, but I want to help Piero. I have seen many animal corpses in the wilds in various states of decay. Human death is also part of nature. I've paged through the Facilicus Medicinae and seen wound illustrations. Quite graphic. Books don't quite convey the reality of the situation, Andreas. Or the smell. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. I shall take notes. Penis missing. I will begin by inspecting his anterior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is. A puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. Oh. His own hand! He committed suicide! Of course he didn't. Wait, he inflicted on himself, how can you tell? But that doesn't sound deep enough to have killed him. A Nuremberg inch or an Innsbruck inch? I have to. What? Nuremberg inches are longer. Ellipsis. I'll write down Nuremberg inch. I don't know. I still don't know if that's a dick joke or not. Or whether they actually have different inches between the two. But that doesn't sound... Wait, he inflicted it on himself? How can you tell? From the angle and depth of the strike, it is as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on his side. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary for 10 long years in Poland. Of course you were. You have an eye patch. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I am the closest Kearsarge has. If the wound was that shallow, it doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found in him. Well, who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I can do is examine this body and hope that you can figure out the rest. How has it fallen on... I don't understand the logic here that it's fallen on Andreas to be the detective here. Weird. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with his murder. Oh, shocking. I am not familiar with it. It was first discovered 20 years ago by French soldiers visiting brothels in Naples. Anyway, it seems that the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon among the nobility. I would expect a monk to be more shocked by this. I spent many years as a mercenary, as was already mentioned. Sex and death are common companions in that world. Besides, sex isn't all that rare, even in an abbey. I see. Between the brothers? It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Let's continue. That's not a no. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Grunt and affirmation stoically. Definitely that one. Yeah. Like a corkscrew? There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. How could that have happened? I understand the Baron enjoyed hiking in the wilderness. The most beautiful places are often the most difficult to reach. It's easy to get injured if you aren't careful, especially if you're in a truly wild and remote place. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. Oh, the drama of it all. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. How many head wounds have you seen? Too many and not enough. As grim as it sounds, there is always more to learn. Italian doctors try to examine as many corpses as they can to fully understand the mysteries of the body. The battlefields of Poland and Lithuania aren't as ideal a learning environment as the University of Bologna. They did provide an education of thoughts. Of sorts. Begone, thoughts! One of the largest cities in Italy, Bologna has been the centre of arts for centuries. It houses a well-known university which was home to both Dante and Petrarch. I'd rather be treated by someone with experience than a novice with a university education. Why didn't you study medicine in a university? That's the first one. I appreciate your confidence. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. How can you tell? The skull was cracked in a single spot and there is a clear impression in the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. So he may not have been attacked in the chapter house? He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. Could he have been attacked outside the abbey? The cloister? What about the big garden? Is the church a possibility? Could he have been attacked outside the abbey? No, I don't think so. With a wound like that, he would have collapsed before he got inside. And certainly someone would have seen him. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. I'd say 2 to 2.5 inches around. Perhaps a pig mallet, a joining hammer, or even a round stone 4 to 5 inches across held in the hand. That's specific. Estimating... shrug. Hopefully, your talents will help you find the murder weapon in short order. Help me! Help! Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. I believe we've discovered 2 important things. Piero didn't stab the Baron, and even if he had, that isn't what killed him. The Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy blunt object. Yeah. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it may lead you to the killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you may need more evidence to convince the archdeacon. Oh, there's one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. Then we've got to put him back that way with the corkscrew method. A note of some kind. What is wrong with your hand? As I am a caretaker of men, you are a caretaker of parchment. I leave it to your capable hands. What does it say? Das Mädchen, das Star. Und die mit hier. I don't know enough German. What does it say? The girl who died and the innocent with her. Matin, chapter. The girl? What girl? And what innocent? Your guess is as good as mine. Unfortunately, I don't have much faith in my guesses. Can you tell who wrote it? Definitely someone with a great deal of experience as a scribe, but it can't be Adoc or Guy. Someone with an extremely refined hand. This was done without any guides. I don't think they're French or Flemish. It would be some form of bastard script. Go with that one. Bastarda and Burgundian scribes write similarly, but no, this is highly refined Gothic hand. As good as Adoc and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What, really? If not them, who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I might ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is an additional... ellipsis. Expecting someone? Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stoltz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? Afraid it can't wait. Father Gernot asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Why? You're not supposed to be in the Abbey until tomorrow, remember? Right, but why does it matter if Werner knows I'm here? Get behind the cupboard. Fine. Fine, I will get behind the cupboard. Oh, that's a cupboard. I thought that was a door. Oh, look at this. Look at this dude. Oh, Schmickbeard. Schmickbeard von Schmickbeard. Ah, Dr. Stoltz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point, as I've just completed my own examination. Well, then what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistant. Assistant? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of battlefield sawbones. Remain hidden. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting that body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. You do that. You do that, motherfucker. That was close. Now, quickly, leave through the cloister before they return. Of course, thank you, Blother. Thank you, Blotherforian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then. Until then. Does not lead to the cloister, or does it? One day, 19 hours remain. Supper. I should find someone to eat with. Are you kidding me? Find them sure with it. Most of the families in town are welcoming. Lady Solomia may also want to speak with me after she arrives at the Abbey's guest house. Maybe I could even visit Smokey in the forest. Who's Smokey? I don't know who that is. What you talking about, Willis? Okay. There we go. OCD sorted. Look. 5 minutes off 2 hours. Will I continue playing this? I guess I have to know the end now. I kind of have to know that the wife did it. Or hired someone to do it. Or it was the manservant. Or it was any number of this fucking encyclopedia of people that are somehow in this book here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir, goodbye. Jesus. Yes! We're doomed. Oh, no, we're not doomed. Oh, we're doomed.